say, I think Conor's stand-up is pretty, you know, I think off of I think Khabib can't depend on his, you know, being able to take a shot. Like, he's got to have a little better head movement against Conor. He can't just walk through those. So if he can do that, I think Khabib could win.
Nurmagomedov right back on him like a dog. And here's the big slam. Oh man, how good was that?
Every time somebody speaks about Khabib, they tell me how strong he is and how he feels like a heavyweight once he gets a hold of you. And then once he's on top of you, how he feels like a heavyweight. And so I feel like he grabs a hold of Conor, he's never felt that kind of pressure, and I think Khabib will get it done.
So you're Team Khabib on this one?
I'm Team Khabib, baby.
Straight left, dropped his mouthpiece.
That was a perfect example of how long that he is as special as he says he is. Took his time, dug one into the rib cage, and again,
I see, you know, as always, I see flaws in his game and stuff like that, and I think we could capitalise on a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited, and I'd love to see the fight happen towards the end of the year.
Again, looking for that guillotine.
Great grappling skills in reverse. How about a reversal?
That's what happened.
I believe that Conor McGregor has wrestling. I don't think it's at the level of Khabib. I believe that Khabib will get the majority of his takedowns that he goes for. But Conor's he's an athlete. He shouldn't be underestimated. Yeah, I think Khabib, his boxing defense is not the strongest. And I also don't understand why he doesn't work a lot of jiu-jitsu. If you can take down anybody, why not know how to finish? You know, he depends on ground and pound, and he never finishes anyone with that. You know, Khabib's a black belt wrestler. If he adds a black belt in jiu-jitsu to his recipe, he'd be extremely scary.
He can fight going forwards, he can fight going backwards. Look at that uppercut. Now, Morgan's attack, looking to finish it here. This is why everyone's been talking about Conor. It's all over. Conor McGregor, another.
I mean, Conor's Conor, and that's it. You know, like, it had nothing to do with me, you know, and since it had nothing to do with me, it's not, you know, I don't really want to put my opinion out there, you know? Yeah.
Just looking at that division futuristically, Khabib is the champ now. Obviously, Conor was the champ, and you do the Mayweather thing. How do you see that fight playing out? Stylistically, I mean,
I don't even look at that. I look at Khabib right now for myself. Right. Yeah. I look at Max. Hopefully, when we're talking about very soon, and then we got maybe Khabib later. Yeah.
I was telling your coach, I actually love the idea of you and Khabib because you're a shark when it comes, you know, to the ground. You know what I mean? So
I love that matchup. No, that's why I love the matchup. I'm not saying I want to be a 155er. I'm just saying I like that his style against my style. And as a fighter and fan of the sport, it's like I want to see that fight. And it's like, let's make it happen.
That's a tremendous sign. Boom!
Not very.
The question is for how long? That long.
But he didn't get the separation.
It's a terrifying thing, too. It's just...
And finally a takedown.
I actually predicted that fucking Khabib would, like, I thought Khabib would edge it on 5 rounds. Now I'm sort of going towards Conor.
I think we learned a lot in Brooklyn. The ally came to fight.
Did, yeah. Listen, mate, Khabib's an animal. He's a fucking sick dude. But so's Conor, mate. People write him off because they think Khabib's gonna, like, ragdoll him. Not gonna ragdoll him. And he's gotta be careful to try and ragdoll him because you come in that distance, mate. I know how it works.
Yeah, 100%.
You've gotta be careful. So that's a fucking great fight.
Very nice straight left.
Just missed. Uppercut. McGregor.
Chad can't stand in front of Mendez.
Listen to this place.
Oh! Big shots by McGregor!
Look at the clock closely. 10 seconds.
Oh, he's hurt!
Could he finish him here?
That's it!
What are your thoughts on that fight?
You know, to be honest, I think Khabib is just such a machine. It's very difficult for anybody to stop him from applying that pressure on him. But Conor McGregor's been known to be stoic, be really relaxed.
Right.
And as we saw, Jose Aldo came in a little too happy with that face up, that crack. So if anybody can sneak a shot in, I think Conor's precise enough to do so.
Chad Mendez gave Conor problems on the ground, and Chad Mendez is no Khabib.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one thing I would look back. The other thing I would point out is that For me, I believe in guys being active. Like Conor has not, he's fought one MMA match in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
One. Khabib has been rolling over people. He's been making the weight consistently. He's been doing the right things. He's looked good reasonably. He hadn't been finishing anybody, but he's been winning.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think Conor's a live dog in this. I think Khabib comes at him kind of square. You know, Khabib kind of has that same rhythm, that same style. He keeps pushing forward, and he's consistent. He's tough. But Conor got that sleeper, though.
Sometimes Conor had that sleeper with Chad Mendes, though. And Chad Mendes is a lot. His reach is not as long as Khabib, and he's definitely not as aggressive with the takedown and not as good at ground and pound once you get on top. Well, so I think it's an even fight, to be honest.
The other
And new undisputed UFC lightweight champion of the world.
So, Conor and Khabib, who you gonna be rooting for?
Khabib. Why? I'm in Russia. I have to say that.
Ну, конечно же, Khabib. Я в России, я должен так сказать.
No, I'm joking.
Шучу.
I'm not rooting for either person to win. I believe that there's really great fighters, and I believe that there's God-gifted fighters. They're both God-gifted fighters, and in a fight like that, it's way above me. So I'll just watch as a fan. Let whatever destiny wanted to happen, let it happen.
So what do you hear about the conflict around the thing that, around the rumors, well, news rather, that Conor is being trained by a Chechen fighter? Since Khabib
Nurmagomedov, Dagestanец.
Yes, sorry, lost it for a second. So it's because Khabib is from Dagestan, and Ayub is from Chechnya, and them being a very close countries, and it's more on a kind of a first of all, they're both Muslims, and second of all, being close people in nation and in territory, they have a strong understanding that, you know, one country cannot help the enemies of the other. So what have you heard about this? What do you think about the fact that, you know, a guy from Chechnya is being a neighbor nation to Khabib's home country, and being more like maybe not a neighbor, maybe a family nation to Khabib's home country? Do you think these kind of national disputes, if you will, should have a place in sport at all?
Well, it goes to show how powerful and how serious MMA is taken in this side of the world. I mean, I think it's brilliant on Conor's part to bring him down there. It causes a lot of discomfort in this Russian family. It could also be a little bit of a distraction for Khabib. I don't think people give Conor enough credit for how smart he can be and how planned his moves can be. At the end of the day, who you train with doesn't matter too much. This Russian fighter that's helping Conor, he won't make or break the fight. The man who's meant to win is going to win.
There was a warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest
in Brooklyn, New York, where around an hour ago, UFC superstar Conor McGregor was taken into custody.
Brawl broke out, breaking out the windows of a rival fighter's bus.
Smash the windows!
Conor's in a lot of trouble.
He has been charged with multiple charges.
You know, the division has to move on.
This is the main event of the evening.
Irish, only 6 million. Russian, 150 million. I want to fight with your chicken because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division.
What would you say to McGregor?
Just send me location.
When it comes to it all, it's easy for people to look in from the outside. But when you put it all together, not just the weigh-in, it's not just the fight, all of the other stuff, nobody can do it better than me. Everyone else crumbles.
When cage closed, nobody can help me. Nobody.
I mean, just think about setting him up with Khabib, you know, having that fight. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, that would be a giant fight. That might be one of the biggest MMA fights ever to make.
Every single other person crumbles, but I show up.
Looking to finish it here. This is why everyone's been talking about Conor. It's all over.
Pound nasty punches from the top like Khabib.
Good to give up.
He's gonna break his arm. Hit is all over. What a display of dominance by Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Let's go with your chicken. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker. The king is back.